Uno, dos, tres,
Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to the VS Gaming Round 1. Yes, we are still in Round 1 between Bravado and Ventus, two powerhouses of the community, the Call of Duty South African community. And today I have Sainte-Marie with me, and welcome to you, good sir.
Thank you, dude. Excited to be here.
Yeah, and for those that think where the hell is Brad Cherry, unfortunately he couldn't be available, and if you are interested, by me mentioning this as well, if you are interested in becoming maybe an Call of Duty caster, please be in touch on Twitter. It's VNCO Vinco _Dallas. Please hit me up, and we can get you into a stream and see how things goes. But yeah, Sainte-Marie are one of those guys that contacted me, and we're gonna give it a go today. But yes, more about this game, Bravado versus Ventus. And yesterday we had the likes of Bravado, some of the guys flying down to Cape Town to have an Alienware convention, yeah, and signing some stuff away and giving some stuff away. So that was great from them. And Ventus actually yesterday spent, I think, about 8 hours scrimming. So they definitely have their practice in for this match right here, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens straight up between these two. We all know Bravado got second at the major that two weeks ago or so, and they are a real good team. And this Ventus team's not a slouch at all. I would like to see them bring their A game against Bravado. They're going to need it. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, Sainte-Marie.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, with Kyle being grounded, they didn't get a lot of practice in before this. I think yesterday was the only day they got to scrim, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things that if you're still a minor, like Mr. Hypz, your parents still has a lot to say about your gaming career and whatnot. So the guy's back. Yesterday he spent about 8 hours playing, so he's definitely warmed up, and they just had what, 2-3 maps against the likes of Vinco just to warm up a bit. So that's going to be quite interesting to see what happens. And but I know Bravado as well, from their side, they're not a slouch. They're gonna come out guns blazing from the start. If you're wondering how the hosting is going to work, we have Ventus winning that coin toss from VS Gaming, so they're gonna host map 1, 3 and 5 if it goes the distance, where Bravado will be hosting map 2 and 4. But as we go along, we'll quickly jump into the maps that you see right now. And Sainte-Marie, I'm gonna switch to you now. Gibraltar HP between these two teams. What do you think is the key role when it comes to playing Gibraltar?
Obviously, I think Gibraltar, the biggest thing is you need to have your two ARs setting up the top in the first hill. You need to get your AR control, because the problem with that is that if you don't have AR control, it's really hard for your subs to get into the hill. So that's basically like full 60s for the guys that have AR control.
Yeah, air control is a big deal, and the guy I would be looking for that on that specific map would be Alton. Alton is
Yeah.
the Inferno. He's the could say one of the best ARs in the community, regardless. But it's going to be quite interesting to see what Ventus can put against that. I know Beatz has been testing out his bar shot of late, so and that was actually looking quite good in some 8s and in some scrims. But yeah, Gibraltar big on the spawns. They need to have the spawns permanently. You don't want to lose spawns on Gibraltar. It's a long way to run to regain a hill or spawns. And then we'll move along to USS Texas S&D. Two of the maps that we'll be seeing first is probably the most, how can I say, I'm gonna just put it shit maps. Two of the worst maps that these two have picked, but USS Texas S&D this it will be. And yet again, the guy would be I would be looking out for would be Inferno. For me, his S&D game is probably the best I've seen, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what he can do with his sniper if he pulls it out again. Gentleman's agreement is used here again, and thank God for that. But USS Texas, who are you giving USS Texas to, Sainte-Marie, and why?
Obviously, I don't know, playing against both these teams, I don't know, I think Ventus have a huge chance here because when we played them on this map, they gave us quite a run. I think it's one of their the better maps, so I'm giving this one to Ventus. I think this is the only map that Ventus are going to take from Bravado this series.
Okay, brave call there, Ventus. Well, if you say that, Ventus would take the L, and Bravado would take it 3-1 if you suggest it that way. But yes, USS Texas, as I said, can go either way. S&D is one of those games. If you get that first blood, it gives your team that advantage, and that's exactly what you want every single round. I think Bravado would take that S&D. I think Ventus would give a bigger fight on Gibraltar than they would on the USS Texas, but I might be wrong. But then yet move along to London Docks CTF. Now this is the big thing. I've watched the Vinco, or I streamed the Vinco Tovel game on London Docks, and yes, London Docks probably Vinco's worst map. Well, that's my opinion. But it's going to be interesting for me to see if Ventus can withstand the SMGs from Bravado. We know Cyberus, Lithium, and sometimes Rahil with that PP is quite menacing. It's gonna be a hard one for Ventus, I would say, in that London Docks CTF.
Delray, honestly, I don't think anybody can take CTF from Bravado besides Ian, because I know that's one of the strongest game modes, and once they get rolling on it, it's a struggle to get back from it, so
yep,
I doubt that Ventus are going to take this one.
I do agree with you, and then we'll just quickly go through this last two. Sainte-Marie de More, hardpoint if it goes the distance, and then we'll see another Sainte-Marie ending it all for the search and destroy, and we'll talk about those two later as we go along. But yes, it's Gibraltar HB first, and I think all the teams are ready to go here. So whenever they are ready, they can start. I'm just gonna jump onto my phone and tell the guys we are ready. When you are Sainte-Marie, just make sure you're on Codcaster as we jump in to Gibraltar, and to the chat. I see Lithium is here as well as Psycho 5D, Galaxy Destroyer is here as well. He's saying Bravado is about to pump Ventus, and that might be true and might not, but Ventus is a quality team. They should not be a walkover, but please drop your prediction in the chat. I would like to get them as we go along. But yes, Gibraltar it is, and the biggest worry for me is this first deal. I'm gonna like to see how Ventus gets going off this first deal. Just to see if they cover all three lanes from that gunner area down to the right hand side of the map, and if they can do this, Ventus stands a good chance. They already have they don't have favorable spawns, or they do, sorry, they do have favorable spawns, so it's up to Bravado to break that. But I'd like to jump on board with a man that was grounded a couple of days ago. That's Mr. Hypz, and we'll see what he can do with his PPSH.
Yeah, Kyle, obviously one of the best players to come up this year, or last year basically, and he's been doing well.
Yeah, the man was gunning as he just misses a few shots against Lithium there, but two players go down from the likes of Ventus. Hypz is just playing it cool as Orbitz is now pushing up, going to get one. He's the dominant presence in the hill, but does fall, and it's up to the guys from Ventus to crawl their way back as Bravado has 10 points so far. Beatz gets a nice shot with his bar, and this is exactly what I was speaking about. The bar in Beatz' hands is quite lethal as he does die there by the hands of Cyberus, but the heal is in the presence of Ventus.
I think Bravado are about to take this back. They are slowly building up their kills, stacking the players. They're rotating over now.
Yeah, as we bring up your Skycam, we can see if the players, the Beatz, I'm going to jump on board with Beatz. He's the man to look out for now that he has the spawn to his team. He's got the bar, puts some shots there into Cyberus, but unfortunately does not get the kill. Now he does with his nade, and someone on his right hand side will be Lithium. Lithium takes him out, and that's a real big kill from the captain right there, leading by example. Bravado Lithium is 4 and 2, gets another kill in the hill, but still Ventus has the spawn there. They need to push more back to insert some more dominance as he's raining still down with bullets, and Bravado now only has the spawns and takes control over the hill, but still it is the presence of I think it is Hypz there at the, no, it is not Hypz. Hypz is already rotated. He does pick up Inferno. Yes, that was Beatz, and Ventus has the spawn right now. They need to keep this. They don't want to give Bravado any snuff of that hill as they already have double their lead, and it's going to be quite interesting now to see if player number 3, I'm going to jump on board with Rahil to see if he can break this with Lithium.
Rahil putting up big gunfights here. You can clearly see how Bravado are pushing up, but they're getting washed out every time. Yeah. Big kill from Hypz there.
Ventus doing a good job so far keeping Bravado at a bay as Beatz now is going to push up. Rahil does get a kill there, and so does Inferno. Beatz is going to play this little room there. He does not get the likes of I think it was Rahil there, but does pick up one kill. Unfortunately, it is still in the hands of Ventus if you're a Bravado fan, and Ventus now for the first time takes the lead over Bravado, and the rotation is going to be quite key here to see who gets rotation, but Cyberus is playing that filthy corner. Unfortunately does not get that second kill as the Beatz does pick him up. He has the heal already, and looking good for Ventus so far.
I think Ventus just got split spawns and doesn't look good for them. Cyberus is running around in cave trying to stay alive because these spawns are big for Bravado right now.
Yeah, very, very big as Deuz almost picks up his streaks there. Unfortunately, he does fall. Beatz is almost on his streaks. He needs to give the call out to his team. He does need it. This map is very crucial to get streaks. He does pick up 2 and he's all streaked out, so that's very, very huge for Ventus as they do get streaks there. And it is Deuz inserting his dominance at top cave. Now does fall by the likes of Cyberus, and the hill is in Bravado's hands, but they're only keeping scrap of 10 seconds, and it's all up to Bravado now to regain dominance and take the lead possibly in this next hill.
Cyberus gets streaked out by that bomb. Obviously it's huge for Ventus to get the control of the hill now and prevent Bravado from pushing up.
Yes, Inferno did lose sight of the one gunfight he was in. He does not spot him as Deuz takes him out. That's also crucial. And but Bravado, just look at your mini map. If I bring it up here, it is Bravado still having that favorable spawn. I'm going to jump on board with Deuz. He still needs to stand tall, but unfortunately does fall by the hands of Inferno, and that was a big kill from him. That keeps them the spawn there, but Inferno does fall, and Hypz is still on the hill. And if you did not see, look at your scoreboard. It is Ventus crossing that 100-point mark first before Bravado, and they do now have a double lead over Bravado.
Yeah, they're doubling up this lead. I didn't expect to see that, but it's still a far way from over, and Beatz, he's starting to rack up these kills with his streaks.
Yeah.
And it's not looking good for Bravado right now.
Now that is my problem now from Beatz. Yes, Beatz uses his streaks, gets 2 kills in hill, but look where he used these streaks. He was sitting back, right at the back of opposite spawn, the spawn that you don't want. And obviously if you kill the guys with your streaks, they're gonna respawn exactly where they've been the whole time. And unfortunately that did not work out as Beatz gets 2, and he's being the menacing factor for Ventus so far, as he's 19 and 11, and Bravado's crawling their way back. They've kept every single second of this hill so far, and they do break the 100-point mark right now.
Ventus slowly starting to retake these spawns. Never mind.
Yeah, it
all
does
of them
not,
go down. I think they all rotated. Yeah, they all rotated now.
And it's going to be huge from Inferno to see what he can do. Maybe sneak right through mid and maybe getting into that hill, as he's now going to spot. So at least it is Hypz that cancels him out. And Ventus really looks strong on this Castle Road hill, as they've kept almost every single second on both rotations. So they're doing a good job so far, keeping Bravado at bay. Is he going to pick up Lithium? Hypz is going huge. He's got on a 3 streak. He's going to be working on his streaks as well, and they need to keep building upon this lead, as you want Hypz to get more. He gets 1. Is Hypz going to get a second? He gets Rahil as well. He's on a forced 5 streak now, and just picks up that kill there on Lithium as well, getting full damage. So doing a really good job is Hypz. He almost got his artillery strike right there, or mortar strike I might say, as he's now going to push up even further as Lithium picks up 2. But Bravado not looking like the team they should, not keeping Ventus at bay, as Hypz is still pushing in. If nade comes in there, does not pick up Hypz, and the hill is once again in the hands of Ventus, as Hypz picks up 2. Beatz picks up someone with his Bri machine there, the flamethrower as I would say, as more streaks now gets invested from Ventus, thereby Hypz. He's going to pick up 1, and it really looks really good from Ventus, as they just slay the living hell out of Bravado, as they now cross the 200-point mark.
They're slowly running away with this game, Gary. Bravado retake this hill slowly, but 4 of the players on the hill now.
Now they are doing a good job, as Lithium now jumps hill. There's only 17-18 seconds left, and the rotation is going to be key, as well as Rahil wins a huge gunfight at next, and he's going to need to do so for the rest, as he does pick up Orbitz as well. And the hill now will be in the hands of Bravado, and it's Cyberus sitting hill. He's going to need to slay out as Deuz picks up 2. Lithium at least trades him out. Cyberus gets another. Orbitz gets a kill there on Lithium, but Cyberus is on a 2 streak now, to give that man a 3 streak, as he's just gunning every single person that crosses his path in the hill. They now cross the 150-point mark, and it's going to be up to Ventus to break this, as Cyberus is still inserting his dominance there, as he jumps upon the rock and gets all streaked out. So that's huge. Maybe he's going to be investing that now to take control over this hill, and I think that's the best idea, and doesn't look like he is, as Bravado still has control. Sorry, I did not see that. And rotation is going to be key yet again. Player number 4, let's jump on board with Inferno. He's going to try and get spawns there, as he picks up. No, Hypz does tank him there. So that's a huge kill, as now streaks come down from, I think it is Cyberus. He does only pick up 1, and gets that trade there. But Bravado doing a good job taking control there. Player number 8 is Hypz again. Hypz needs to stay alive, but Bravado is doing a brilliant job retaking that hill, as Ventus did have the spawns, and it looks bleak now, as Ventus is starting to fall away, but they need to get that last guy in hill, that is Lithium, and they just do just that, and they can still win it on this hill if Ventus keeps a clean sheet now, not giving Bravado any further points.
This flamethrower coming in from Beatz is a huge part of their victory now. If he can keep that MG room down, I doubt that Bravado are going to get in there.
Well, I think it was Rahil playing a great job there, just contesting it for a second. So Ventus can't win it on that hill, so they're going to need to rotate. And if we look at the time, it is Bravado that is already set up for next on what do they call this hill again? Castle Road, as Rahil picks up another use. Inferno's on the 2 7 to 22, just putting his dominance down at top broken, or top bricks as many people call it, as he now gets taken out. Cyberus is in the hill, is 30 and 22. He's got the Bri machine out, and this is probably the guy that you would want this to have in a hand, as he can cause some problems. Hypz does take him out as quick as Hypz falls himself, and Ventus does have the heal. They're 9 seconds, 7 seconds away from taking this against Bravado, and they might just take this. Bravado needs to push the heal. He does get taken out. Inferno is the one in the hill, and Hypz doing a good job. Hypz is the one alive there. Or not Hive, or Orbitz it is. Only 2 seconds in between these two teams, gets taken out. And if I was Ventus right now, I would rotate. But yes, they are already. Player number 6, Deuz is in here already. And it's going to be up to Rahil to maybe stop them. But Beatz with his flamethrower is there. And Deuz is in the hill. They need to keep slaying out, and they get the W. And that is the first map to Ventus, 250 to 223.
That was an insanely close game there from Ventus and Bravado. Bravado started making a comeback there at the end, and I don't think Ventus should have allowed them to do that, but good games from both of the teams.
Yeah, the big thing is, you see the next map we'll be playing is USS Texas S&D. But the big thing for me is Bravado allowed Ventus to get early streaks, and you don't want to give any team streaks when playing on Gibraltar. It's a very open map. Almost every single hill is has no cover, so streaks can be used quite lethal. But I just don't see how Bravado let Ventus control them in that way. As Ventus just played out of their boots. It's not Orbitz going 18 and 25, but the man did get you 2 minutes and 33 in the hill. And the big thing for me was just Bravado, just not lost way too much time on Castle Road Hill. That third rotation, way too much time lost there. And then just giving Ventus too much streaks, I would say, Synergies.
Yeah, obviously Ventus using those streaks quite well to flush out Bravado from the hill, and I think that's what gave them the map, is just flushing out Bravado. But at the end there you could clearly see Rahil using his streaks well as like quite good, because he was also contesting the hill to prevent Ventus from taking the map early.
Yeah, he did prevent them, but Bravado needs to sharpen up in the search and destroy now. Hopefully they're awake. It's probably my earliest stream that I've done for an online tournament. 11 o'clock start. But if I look at the chat, Renato is here as well. Tempsy is here as well. Tovel Taco is here. And Safe Blaze is here as well. And guys, quite shocked about this first result that we saw on Gibraltar. Do you guys think Ventus might have the edge now? They've got the motivation, or the I'm gonna say the what's that one word I'm looking for again? The
likes to take down Bravado.
Yeah, here goes my English again. They've got the momentum. That is the word I'm looking for. Obviously Ventus has the momentum now going into the search and destroy. Do you guys see the same scene happening here, or do you have Bravado just edging it out? And I would like to jump on board with Inferno. If I watch Inferno, he's got an M1903, and he does chuck a nade, and see, he just does hurt Orbitz there a bit. And he's just gonna watch this one side as Lithium gets that first blood. And I did mention that first blood is really crucial in search and destroy. And let's jump on board with Lithium, as he is in a gunfight at the moment. As Hypz picks up Rahil with his sniper, Lithium
Big
gets
kills coming in
Orbitz,
from
that's
Lithium.
huge, and gives them that man advantage. Beatz is raining down
Inferno
with
gets
some,
another snipe there from
yeah, doing a good
the
job
back
so
of the
far.
map.
Beatz the only one left alive. He does pick spot one, and he does get the kill. Now he's gonna try and pick up Lithium. He is injured. He throws a nade, but for no avail. As Lithium is going to pick up the kill,
Lithium
and he
ace,
gets
I
3
think.
that round.
Oh no.
That is huge, and you don't want to do that. He is on streaks. He did get the plant, and that was round 1 to the likes of Bravado. But yes, just don't get first blooded is the scene, and if you get first blooded, obviously you put your team in a disadvantage from the start. And I would like to see how this goes. We usually see teams on the attacking side take the rounds on USS Texas. Let's see if Bravado maybe can stop that trend.
Obviously that was a huge round from Lithium. They're already gaining so much points towards his streaks in the first round. And every kill he gets now just counts up towards his streaks, and that's just going to make the game easier for them.
Well, indeed, as Ventus decides to get an early plant in, but Cyberus
Big
and
nade there from
Lithium
Lithium.
did read that. As now I try and swap 2 players, and let me just jump like that. It's a glitch from the squad spectator scene that we can't say that. He does picks up Hypz is
Inferno gets
Inferno.
another
So
snipe
that
there,
is
nice.
huge. Lithium already reads one of the players that is Hypz. It does pick him up, and that is 2 rounds in a row to Bravado. Lithium did not die as of yet, so has Cyberus, and so they doing a great job so far as Bravado.
Obviously they need to shut down Lithium now. They're just letting him get streaks, and I don't think it's looking good for them if they keep on letting him just get kills.
Yeah, when we talk about streaks in Search and Destroy, especially on USS Texas, there's a lot of cover, so most likely streaks won't win you a match, but would probably push players in a non-preferred position. So if you can use your streaks on that way, it would benefit your team, as Inferno is going to look to pick up Orbitz, raining down the sides on mid-deck. But to no avail as no one is pushing him. Deuz does fall.
Orbitz gets a
First blood
huge kill there.
goes to the likes of Bravado again, but does get the trade in from Lithium as Cyberus picks up Orbitz. Rahil is playing a sneaky place here as he picks up Beatz, and all up to Hypz, and I think Hypz has the sniper in hand. Yes, he does, and it's all up to Hypz now to see if he maybe can clutch us with a sniper. It's gonna be a uphill battle against Cyberus, and I think Inferno is going to be pushing him. Inferno gets the kill, and that is another round to Bravado.
3
And the thing for
rounds.
me is Ventus just is pushing everything alone. They're not stacking a certain area together. They're not getting the necessary trades, and the big thing as well is that first blood, you can't get first blooded in Search and Destroy. It gives your team that disadvantage, and that's exactly what Bravado is exploiting.
If I'm not mistaken, Ventus have been first blooded every round so far. And I think it's because they keep sending one player to a bomb site to contest against Lithium, and that guy dies every time. So
Yes.
I think they should sit back and just play defensively against the likes of Bravado. Obviously, has some experienced players, and they're just going to take down Ventus if they keep challenging them like this.
Yeah, well, yet again we saw Ventus trying to get that bomb down, but per no avail as Rahil absolutely guns Orbitz with that STG, and it's up to Deuz yet again, leaving one man left alive again, as I just jumped to there to get to Deuz. And a 1v3 situation, another uphill battle as Inferno might just pick him up, but does miss his sniper shot. But yes, we saw the previous round, Ventus tried to go to a quick B bomb plant, and then Ventus tried to switch it up and go for a bomb plant, but gets stopped immediately. And I think that's the big thing. No one gets control over the bomb site. Bravado has long sights to control, and they've got a sniper. They got Rahil that doesn't miss a bullet most times, and that's exactly why you see the scoreboard currently 4-0 to the likes of Bravado.
I think the big difference right now is the sniper in Inferno's hands, because they have control of that bottom A site every time, with Inferno looking over that with his scope, and Ventus just can't get in there without getting sniped.
Indeed, and it is Cyberus now going to invest a glide bomb to see if he can maybe pick up anyone, and I think he's not going to pick up anyone as they're all using mountain division, but that's also, oh
Team
my
kill
goodness,
just came in.
a team kill from Beatz on Orbitz. So exactly what you don't want 4-0 down, as Deuz and Beatz is playing together. They're already giving away the position as the smoke comes down. And I think it is going to be Deuz, Lithium. Lithium picks up another one, a sniper shot comes in there. Beatz is going to pick up, no, he doesn't. And it's up to Rahil and Inferno yet again. And that is 5 straight rounds of Bravado. Ventus is looking like, they're not looking like the team they did on that HP. They're not getting the necessary kills. They're not getting the trades. They're not cementing their place in a certain area. They're not getting the trades. They just not looking like the team they should.
Obviously this isn't good going 5-0 down against a team like Bravado, or any team for that matter, but I think this is over for Ventus. I think they might get 2 more rounds maybe if they get 1 round now. I think they're going to get 2 rounds, but I doubt that they're going to bring a full comeback against the likes of Bravado.
That's for sure. If they get if Ventus takes this map off BVD, I might just go streak outside. But doubt that would happen, as Ventus Orbitz is now going to push up. He's going to play a singing play. Gets one. Let's not spot the second. And Inferno does get that trade, and that's exactly that. They need to get the trades, and that's exactly what Inferno just did there. As it's a 3v3 currently. Inferno has the sniper in hand. Cyberus is with his flamethrower sitting top captains, and he's going to no one does challenge him, as Cyberus is now using his fighter pilot maybe to spot someone, but yet again everyone has, he gets that kill on Beatz even with the mountain class, and that gives his team the man advantage yet again, as Deuz is maybe gonna fall here as Cyberus picks up Hypz. It's all up to Deuz, and that's a 6-0 S&D, and that's Bravado coming out strong in the search and destroy. I think they had enough losing that HP map against Ventus, and Bravado just inserting their dominance in the search and destroy their sanity.
Obviously the opposite of what I predicted. I said this is the only map Ventus are going to take, and this is the map they go 6-0 down. And
that's exactly what I predicted, as I thought Ventus would take that HP against Bravado. I know they very good Gibraltar team, and then Bravado just absolutely annihilated Ventus in the search and destroy, and now bring the series to 1 apiece. Map count is 1-all. To Armand Pinar that was asking in the chat, it's 1-all. Bravado taking the search and destroy, and then Ventus taking that HP, as we now jump straight into the CTF on London Docks. I like the pace that we're going into these maps. Yes, Bravado played that extremely well, as Tovel Taco says in the stream. And yes, London Docks, and this is the big fight for me. CTF is Bravado's probably their strongest game mode, and we just saw a 6-0 in search and destroy. The momentum has now swung into the likes of Bravado. Can Ventus maybe stop this, or is Bravado just gonna run rampage on the CTF?
Obviously, Danre, I don't know. I doubt that Ventus are going to stop them here. Like I said before, I think CTF is Bravado's strongest game mode, and with momentum from that previous map, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop them now.
Yeah, well, we jump through the Bravado lineup. Inferno with the PP. We've got Rahil with the STG. We've got Cyberus with the PP as well. So they're running a 3 SMG 1 AR meta on that side. And then we jump to Ventus. Ventus has the bar and another bar and a PPSH and a PPSH. So they're going for a 2-2 split. It's going to be quite interesting. I'd rather prefer the 3 SMG 1 AR meta, as Bravado Rahil does fall there, and the flank already comes in, but Lithium reads Orbitz like a book. he...
Cyberus gets a huge kill there, but gets traded instantly.
Yeah, Inferno has the flag in hand already as they are pushing on the right hand side. Deuz picks up a big kill, and that's exactly what you want from your your bar player, as he's going to try and work on streaks. He's only 200 points away now from
Bravado.
Yeah, 3 down. Flag in hands of Hypz, and it's all up to Deuz maybe to stop this. No, is he gonna get timing? Yes, he does, and it's all up to Hypz with the flag. He's going to run, and run he should, as he's going to get this cap in. If he gets there fast enough, take a dive. Yes, he does get it, and that's the first cap there for the likes of Ventus, and he's going to pick up Lithium as well. And he's on the 3 streaks, working on streaks, and he needs to get those streaks. Will come in handy as he gets the glide bomb and the fighter pilot. He knows Inferno's at the back there. He's going to come in and Hypz guns him as well. He's 6 and 1. Hypz doing it all for his team at the moment, and Bravado needs to stop him as soon as possible.
I think Hypz is going to keep control of this mid-map until they get 2 or 3 down, and then they're going to push up as a team. But Rahil obviously coming in big there with a 2-piece to take down the Ventus players.
Yeah, it looks all Ventus at the moment, and now they go 2 down. Bravado is now going to push up. Hypz gets some shots into Inferno there. He knows one of the players will be pushing him. He does trade with his team. He does get his his mortar strike, artillery strike as well. He's going to pick up another. Yes, he does. He's on a 7 streak. Currently, he's 8 and 1. Now does fall by Rahil, and that's 2 down from both sides. We'll see now if Bravado maybe can insert some diamonds, but nope. Deuz does stop him with the bar, and a big kill there from Cyberus, just keeping Beatz at bay. And Ventus really looking strong in the CTF so far, Synergies.
Yes, I think Ventus are playing this well. Good slaying power now, especially from Hypz. He's obviously going big, getting huge kills in fire, and just stopping the Bravado side from pushing up to the flag.
She's Inferno with the laser beams down there at Docks area, as he's now just waiting for some more teammates to come help him as he takes out Orbitz. The flag is there. He does grab it, and now will be pushing on even further. Plane number 6 is going to be the guy that needs to get him, but nope. Rahil takes care of him, so that's a great play there from Rahil and Inferno and co. So they get that capture and brings it to 1 apiece. Inferno's on streaks as well. Orbitz guns him, so that is very, very important. And I'm going to jump on board with Beatz if I can. And he's going to maybe pick up Lithium there. He does give away his position, and even him is working on streaks. Now he gets Lithium, and probably has to play his life now, as he has nothing to push. He's going to pick up. Nope, Cyberus does gun him there, and so yes, stalemate as it goes. It's 1 apiece, and no real team has really pushed up and tried to pull the flag as of yet.
I think they're just slaying each other out. They're not giving each other the opportunity to push up to the flag. Every time they get close, one of the teams just takes down the other, and they have to start all over again. But Cyberus, Inferno is starting to heat up here now. On the flag, and he gets taken down by Orbitz. Huge 2-piece there by Orbitz.
Yeah, Inferno did need to get that kill there on the guys at the back there. Lithium does pick up Deuz. He's now going to be on the hunt. Does get fall damage, unfortunately. Mistimed his jump there as a stick comes in there from Rahil on Beatz, and that is only Deuz now left alive for Ventus. Now Bravado needs to push up. He needs to get the flag, and so does Inferno as he gets some bullets into his back. And player number 7, let's jump on board with him. As Lithium gets taken out there by Hypz streaks. Orbitz is still there, gets Rahil. Is he going to get Inferno as well? No, Inferno does take out him. And player number 5 is Beatz. He's playing a sneaky role here. And is he going to maybe pick up the bomb or the flag carrier? Nope. He does get taken out, and that looks like a capture there by Bravado in the dying seconds of the first half, as Bravado takes the lead 2-1 going into halftime.
Ventus are putting up a bit more of a fight than I expected. Really didn't expect them to put up against the likes of Bravado like this, especially not on this map CTF. But Ventus doing well. Like we said, it's one of the biggest organizations in South Africa, and they're putting up well against Bravado right now.
Yes, as I said, you can't count out the team from Ventus. They are a really strong team, strong individuals, and as strong as a team. And it looks that way as they did take that first HP, and then unfortunately for them, they lost the search and destroy. Heading into this now second half of CTF, Inferno gets that first kill. And Raheel still waiting. He gets that nade now on Beatz, and that's 2 down early on from Ventus, and we'll see what they can do. If I jump on board with Lithium, Lithium does get taken out by Hypz. It's up to Raheel now to maybe get a kill there with Cyberus. Cyberus the only one left alive for his team, and he's just going to play a sneaky corner here as Deuz gets the read on him, and now it's going to be Ventus pushing up and maybe getting to the face of Bravado. And just a thanks there to Sheldon van Wyk for subscribing. And now 2 down from each side. No real team having dominance as of yet, as I can't jump to one of these players now and there. I eventually get to them. We can see Cyberus has streak. If we jump to Lithium, he has none. If we jump to Raheel, he has none, and so Inferno is streaked out as well. So Cyberus and Inferno has streaks. Inferno is now going to push the coal area with his brine machine. Does pick up one, but does fall as well. And the flag is pulled there by Lithium, and it's all up to Hypz to stop that, and he does fall as well. So that looks like another cap from Bravado. Played that perfectly, and Ventus has no streaks to take care of them.
You see that, right? This is what I was talking about. They just need to watch out now, because as soon as Bravado catches fire, it's really hard to shut them down.
Talking about catching fire, it's Cyberus lighting up the likes of Ventus with his flamethrower, and it is Beatz with a flag in hand, and he's gonna go right through mid with his bar. He's gonna pick up, no, Inferno does gun him, and Lithium has the flag in hand, and he gets his streak. He's gonna pick up, oh no, I don't know why Inferno returned that, as it would have given Bravado Lithium even more streaks. He's gonna jump and gets his streak as well. So that's not what Ventus wants from the start of the second half, but Bravado is just running rallies at the moment.
Cyberus going big here in mid-map, but he gets taken on by Deuz, and flag gets returned.
4-1 currently as Inferno is now going to invest some streaks with his glide bomb. Might pick up Beatz. Yes, he does. That's 2 down yet again from Ventus, and it's going to be Bravado who's going to dominate the map as they're going to now push up as Hypz is just laying down a sneaky corner, gets the Blixum in there by Cyberus, and Hypz is just going to play his life. But yeah, Ventus is really not looking good at the moment. Feels like they don't know where to push and what to push, as they just keep losing gunfights, and obviously you can't win a map by losing your gunfights, as Cyberus is just laying down here with his brine machine. He's going to pick up Hypz, and that's going to stop Ventus for now, as Beatz is at the back there. But great play by
that pool there from Ventus.
Great play by Streaks, and Lithium is furthest up again, gets the flag, and this looks like another flag capture from Bravado, if they can stop the flag capture from Orbitz as well. And that was a big kill from Orbitz, as now Streaks coming in from Hypz. They need more of those, as the play number 6 is Deuz. He does get the flag and the return. He's going to try and run up, as now they get a flag cap eventually to bring it within 2 captures from Bravado, and they need more of those. They've got a minute to do so, and is it a little too late, as Orbitz and Deuz now starting to heat up. It is Deuz going to be going to fall against Cyberus right there, and Orbitz has the flag in his grasps. Sorry for my English there again, and Cyberus takes out Orbitz. Streaks invested yet again. Lithium takes out his own player, but I think it's all over. 30 seconds left in the second half, and I think Ventus just left it to
overtime.
Yeah, Ventus left it a bit too late, as it's going to be another capture from them. It's 4-3 But this player number 8 gets taken out. Player number 7 is Deuz. He needs to get that kill, and the kill he does get. He needs now to get Rahil, but he does not. 5 seconds left. Rahil is just gunning every single one.
He gets taken down.
And that is game. Bravado takes a CTF 4-3. Quite close considering how far Bravado had them in the lead, or had themselves in the lead. But yeah, unfortunately Ventus falls short and does lose that CTF 4-3 to the likes of Ventus. And yeah, Ventus just left it a bit too late there.
I think if they got that flag up a bit earlier, they might have had some time to push up to the flag and get that overtime pull. But obviously the win from Bravado there, nothing we didn't expect. That was much closer than I thought though, so
much closer indeed. If we look at the scoreline, Cyberus just went ham as he's 31 and 14. He did all the slaying work for Bravado, and that's why they took that W. Inferno and Lithium both with a capture and 2 captures and 1 return. And then we look at the likes of Ventus, where they just got outslain. Beatz was struggling a bit with that bar, 10 and 20, and that's exactly what I said. CTF is a very fast-paced game mode, and if you're running 2 ARs, obviously it's gonna slow down your game a bit. But Bravado with that 3 SMGs played it perfectly and did ultimately get that W. Now we move along to HP, and I think Bravado is going to want to host this next map. I don't know how that works, as I know it is Ventus that hosts map 1, 3 and 5. Okay, but it is Bravado that will be hosting the next map. And as we now join on Lithium, we'll see if I can get to him as quick as I can, as quick as possible.
Obviously Ventus are doing considerably well considering like the amount of practice they got in the last week with Kyle's situation.
Yes. And
I'm surprised with how they came out today, like so far. And that TTF was much closer. The HP obviously I was surprised that they took that, and the S&D, I expected them to take that one.
Yes, I'll never count out the side of Ventus. Ventus probably one of my favorite teams currently, just because they're a nice bunch of guys in the group. The Beatz and Deuz, an absolute gem of guys, and you got Orbitz as well. The man is an absolute beast. I love chatting with him. And Hypz is the quiet one. Hypz is more or less like a Rahil, I would say. Very, very quiet, but guns every single person he comes across. But yes, Ventus looking strong for the amount of time they did put in this last week, with Hypz not being available. But yesterday they did make up with that, putting almost 8 hours into the game. And Bravado, he just started slow for me in that HP, that first HP where they did take the L against Ventus. As you can join on me, Sanities, as we go along. But Double Taco is saying this next map is going to go 250 to 170, the likes of Bravado. And yeah, it is Sainte-Marie, I think it is. Let me bring up the maps. And it is indeed.
Yes. Let me just go to Podcaster. Okay. What do you think is gonna happen here, Dalry?
It's gonna be, well, obviously, yes, Lithium is the host now. Ventus has 3 Cape Town based players. Obviously the momentum is firmly in Bravado's side. The host is on their side. I don't think Bravado is going to lose this at all. I think Bravado is going to absolutely not destroy, but beat Ventus convincingly on this map if everything goes to plan. But yet again, I'm not going to count out Ventus. Ventus is a strong team. They did take the first HP. They might take this one as well. And if I look at this matchup, I've watched the CWL a bit yesterday, and this one team called they're a Spanish team, and they absolutely, they almost beat E United in a map 5, and they took both HPs off E United. And this might be the same story here, where Ventus takes both HPs and then just maybe loses it out in the search and destroy. But we'll see how this plans out. As I'm going to jump on board with Rahil and see what he can do with that STG.
I think if Kyle and Beatz turn up, yeah, I think Ventus are going to take this one. But if both of them don't turn up, I doubt that they're going to take it against Bravado.
Yeah, that might just happen as we're on board with Beatz right now as Rahil takes out Deuz. And it is Beatz in the hill. Unfortunately, the guys get taken out. And that's the thing with this mid hill. You don't want to only invest one person to this mid hill, as Hypz now takes out Lithium to take control over that hill. And you need to invest 2, maybe 3 people in that hill. 1 top and maybe 2 hill, as Orbitz picks up 3, oh my goodness, and a team kill there as well, I think it was, as they now take a convincing lead off that first hill. And rotation is in the hands of Ventus as well, so playing it perfectly from the start is Ventus.
If Beatz can keep control of this front, it's going to delay Bravado quite a bit from pushing into the hill, and that's going to give Ventus a good advantage.
Yeah, he needs to keep
Cyberus,
doing what he is doing, as Lithium is there as well. Lithium, oh, Rahil times out, so that's big news, as they can't stop the game. They need to keep playing, and this is Ventus opening. They need now to get as much points as possible against the likes of Bravado, and that's unfortunate. It is an online tournament. We can't do much about what just happened, and the game can't be stopped as it's in the rules. The game has started. The first kill has drawn, and yeah, rules are rules. As it is Ventus set up for next. Hopefully Rahil can join back as soon as possible, as we don't like seeing this, as they are a man down, and Ventus needs to get the most time they can before Rahil joins back.
Inferno snuck up into the spawns here.
Yeah, he's gonna try and cause an upset here at the back. And play number 1 is Lithium. So Lithium and Inferno gets the spawn there, as Lithium does fall, but still they have Hypz in the hill there with, I think it is Orbitz, but Rahil now joins back, so Bravado not losing too much with Rahil's timeout. But Hypz is absolutely gunning at the moment, not missing any bullets, and he's still in the hill, and it's up to Bravado maybe to break this as soon as they can, as Ventus is looking to cross this 100-point mark.
Hypz at the pre-fire. He gets another one.
Look at him.
Hypz is slowly building towards his streaks here.
Yeah, he is on a 4 streak. He's only 25 points and assist away from his streaks, as we jump on board with Inferno. As Inferno is in the hill. Player number 8 is Deuz. He will be the first one to challenge the likes of Inferno, and just playing his life currently. And look at Ventus, they're all cramping up, now only going away to the side hill, and maybe gonna have to break through to mid as Orbitz picks up a kill. Unfortunately Hypz did fall, so he didn't get his streaks, and now going to be falling. And I think Bravado is now going to start to heat up. They're not going to give Ventus any seconds on this hill, as Rahil is just sitting in the hill with an STG, and I think it is Ventus going to break this. Yes, they do, but only 20 seconds left for them to play on this hill, and the rotation needs to come, as player number 6 is already Hypz. It's already there with Orbitz controlling top mid.
Hypz is just keeping control of this bottom hill. Inferno spots him though.
Yeah, Hypz and Orbitz doing a great job in this hill currently, as they both do fall. And yes, it is Bravado retaking this hill. They broke it so easy, and that's not what you want from the like. If you are from Ventus, you don't want that to happen. And as well, player number 6, let's quickly jump on board with him as Hypz. Hypz is gonna have to get a crucial kill here on Rahil, as yes he does, and that might just give his team the spawn, and it does. So that's very crucial coming in from Hypz, as he just contests this hill for now. Does put some bullets into his teammate there as he pre-fires, gets Inferno. Is he gonna get no, he gets Lithium. Now it does not get Inferno.
Unfortunately, he runs out of ammo there.
Does run out of ammo,
Ventus
but
are setting up for this next hill.
yeah, Ventus
And
is set up, and they need to keep grinding and grinding Bravado further and further away.
if you look at the minimap, they do have somebody in spawn, just making sure Bravado don't push up there and force them to spawn out.
That is right. Hill now falls. Lithium needs to win that gunfight. Yes,
Lithium
he does.
gets
So
a
that's
big kill
real
there.
crucial. Orbitz is still there. Orbitz is absolutely
Three-piece.
gunning. Gets that 3-piece. Unfortunately, I was not on him. But damn, the man is doing it all. But unfortunately, does fall by the streaks there from Cyberus. And that's exactly what streaks can do for you. They can. Oh my goodness, use with the drop shot and gets the kill there. And they're going to gunfight that, and it is in the hands of a Ventus
Huge
early
kill there
on.
from Cyberus.
Player number 8, let's jump on board with Deuz. He's gonna need to take out one. Yes, he does. Now gets control over mid. But the big thing there for me was streaks was invested from Bravado. They did not get. They got like 2-3 seconds, and that's not looking good from their side. But they are already set up for that hill and did get the time, and it's going to be up to Deuz maybe to break this back spawn areas. He's going to try and get Rahil there. He does pick up Rahil, so that's big kill, and it's only
Pushing
Lithium
to the
back
now,
there.
Ventus are taking over.
Oh my
Big kill
goodness,
there from
look at
Deuz.
Deuz. Deuz is absolutely heating up. Hypz is on a 4 streak. He's 16 and 8. He's double positive, so doing a good job. Now sitting into the corner here on the hill. Does not get taken out.
He's just taking down these Bravado players now, and he finally gets taken down.
Yeah, and the 200-point mark gets broken by Ventus first. And the Hypz yet again in the hill. He has the PPSH and the STG in hand. And we saw Bravado just investing in some more streaks there. And obviously did not get the hill there. So to promote, what's that word I'm looking for? Promote the veil, or whatever, what you call it in Afrikaans, I don't know. I don't know, but whatever. We've got Ventus pushing up now even further, and yes, Bravado not looking good at the moment.
Just as you say that, Inferno gets a 3-piece though.
Yeah. But now streaks yet again from Hypz, gets 2 kills, and jeez, Ventus looking so hot in HP.
Ventus they have control of this hill now, and Bravado are spawning out every time. Cyberus gets a huge kill there. Oh no, it's Lithium.
Orbitz just contesting the hill for now. They are exactly 110 points the difference. This Rahil picks up 2. There's 10 seconds left. Rotation is going to come down now. If I can jump on board with Lithium. Lithium is in the hill at next. They're going to have to crawl their way all the way back as Hypz gets the kill. Hypz as well is still there. The hill is in their hands, but the flamethrower comes out there from Hypz. He's just raining it down, and now they're 10 seconds away from taking this is Ventus. And this looks like another HP coming from there. Coming their way.
That's huge from Bravado.
Huge, but does not help at all as Ventus takes the HP, and unfortunately Bravado with that timeout from Rahil just couldn't crawl their way back as Ventus takes you 250 to 134. We're going to a map 5 search and destroy Sainte-Marie. It's absolutely disgusting what Ventus could do in this flip, and this HPs, both HPs. First HP went 250 to, I think it was 220, somewhere there around, to Ventus. Then the search and destroy went 6-0 to the likes of Bravado. Then we saw a CTF on London Docks. It was 4-3 there for Bravado. Then we saw this HP where unfortunately Rahil timed out and just couldn't crawl their way back as Bravado. And now we're going to a map 5 on Sainte-Marie search and destroy, and yet again we're going to have a swap of hosts, as it will now be Ventus hosting. And quite shocked, I would say, am I, Senators?
Indeed, Delray, if you look at that scoreboard, it wasn't like Ventus outslayed them by much. It was, I think it was like 6 or 8 kills. And why is there such a big time difference?
Well, the time difference probably, like, obviously the timeout of Rail plays a big part, but we saw Inferno and Lithium trying to get spawns every single time. And yes, it's very important to get those spawns, but you need to break the heal. You can't push. If I take the example of that third heal of where Ventus kept almost every single second, they need to insert their dominance from the side and from the front. They can't bunch in from the front. Then you'll have Hypz just absolutely destroying everyone that he just did there. But yes, we don't like to see a timeout. It is an online tournament, and we don't have much control over that. But we are going to see a search and destroy Sainte-Marie do more map 5. No one predicted this to go the distance. In the chat, let me know your prediction. Do you have Bravado taking this? Hopefully no one times out. Do you have Bravado taking this map 5? Do you have Ventus taking this map 5? It's going to be very interesting. But if you're asking me why am I backing here, like, I would love to see, obviously Ventus is the underdogs between these two, and it's going to be quite interesting to see if Ventus maybe can take that W against Bravado. I'm going to back the likes of Ventus. I think they might just pull out a surprise here, so I'm going to give it to them 6-4 on the Sainte-Marie.
I'm gonna say the same. I'm saying 6-4 to Ventus. I think Kyle's gonna heat up now. Well, not like he hasn't been the last few maps, but I think he's gonna get a decent amount of kills, and I think they're gonna take down Bravado.
Well, if this does happen, it's quite a big upset, as you don't want to take your first L in round 1 of this VS Gaming Premier Division match, as I can see Deuz is in the stream as well. Maniac is here as well, Armand Pinar is here as well. But yeah, please drop me your predictions in the chat, and I'll get to them as we go along. But now we jump into the search and destroy. Sainte-Marie, Sanities, what does Ventus have to do to take this W over White Rabbit? Ah, not White Rabbit, where am I getting? From Bravado.
Honestly, Dare, I think if Kyle and Beatz heat up now, I think it's over for Bravado. Because if always when those two players heat up, the rest of the team also just start to get their kills, and everybody starts to work together, and they take down almost any team they play against. So, like I said, I'm giving this one to Ventus, and I think they're going to do it.
The big thing for me is when you look at the attacking round, and I would like to get to Bravado first. I'll start off with them. The big thing for me is attacking rounds. If you get your attacking round, you most likely will take the map. So the most crucial thing is your attacking round. Get the bomb down. If you're going to bomb B on this map, it's very crucial to get in there first. Maybe just push out the likes of Ventus. Get those stuns in, get those nades in. And if I can revert back to the major, where Bravado, this was the map 5 on the first series, where they took it away from Ian.
I didn't expect that at all, but like I said, Bravado, big 2-piece there from Inferno with the nade that's immediately putting Ventus on the back foot, forcing them to rotate back.
Yep.
And I think somebody's lagging out. I think it's Beatz is disconnected.
Oh no, but at least it's search and destroy. Notice Rail. There goes Rail again. So yet again it's a 2v2. Rail unfortunately times out, and it's up to Beatz and Orbitz to maybe make a difference. Yes, I think Orbitz will be peeking. He's going to find one, but right behind him is the player from Bravado. So well played there from Bravado. They're going to have to stop this map now, as it is a timeout and a search and destroy this, so Rail can spawn back in. I see one guy is asking, is this from South Africa? Yes, this is a South African tournament hosted by VS Gaming. And Java's asking what the scores were per map. The first HP did go to the likes of Ventus on Gibraltar. The score was 250 to somewhere around the 220, 210 mark. Then we went to search and destroy USS Texas, where Bravado just absolutely annihilated Ventus in a 6-0 fashion. And does fall there, but then we go to a CTF where Bravado again takes the W in a 4-3 fashion. Then we go to the HP that we've just seen on Sainte-Marie. Unfortunately, Rahil the time out there again. So Ventus just took that 250 to 134, and Bravado couldn't crawl their way back. And then we jump into the Search and Destroy Sainte-Marie map 5. And yes, Rahil did time out, so we wait for him. And I don't think I can change my settings for Codcaster, as just quickly going to leave. I'm just quickly going to leave. Hopefully they don't start, so I can just swap my Codcaster stuff around here, as we don't want teams to be mixed up. As I join back now, just join on you again. There we go, join back. But yeah, leave me your predictions in the chat, and give me a reason. I would like to know what your guys' reason, why you would give it to this person or this team or that team. But both of us here is going to give it to Ventus. Bravado did take that first round, so that was real crucial from them. As I can't join, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they didn't load into the map yet.
No, we are not loaded in. We are just sitting in the main lobby. Let me try invite you. Let's see if that makes a difference.
And maybe send invite over there to me.
Invites again. Obviously, this roster from Bravado, everybody, they're all veterans, except for Rahil, which he came up in IW, made a huge name for himself, and he's still in Bravado now.
Still in Bravado, they're all veterans. They're the old Astra team, you could say, all three of them. Rahil was the guy that made his stumped his authority in Infinite Warfare, the previous COD. And now I try and join through the invitation. Radium, lol, people still play COD? Yes, they do, and COD's growing, and I hope so. Oh, well, I think so. All people always say COD is dead, but that's not the case. As now we jump in back into the Search and Destroy. Hopefully the teams have sorted their teams out. Hopefully they now just swap to Axis and Allies. But Nitric Bravado, he says Bravado is going to take the 6-2. Eaton's strongest map is probably his S&D in terms of how unpredictable he plays can be, as well as Dylan with his strategies in S&D. Well, we both know Inferno's, or my opinion, obviously, I think Inferno's strongest game mode is Search and Destroy, and this might come up again. But it's gonna be up to Ventus to stop that, and yes, they did swap, so thank goodness for that, as Bravado is now on the defensive side, and we'll see if maybe Ventus can take an attacking side of themselves.
Well, if Ventus get the attacking side now, they're going to be tied up at 1-1, which is just going to put them at an even playing field again. But I think the team that takes the majority of their attacking sides, I think they're going to take the map. But like I said, I still think Ventus is going to take the 6-4 against the likes of Bravado.
Well, if you're wondering why the score is 0-0 on there on the top, Bravado already has that 1 point due to a timeout. They had to stop the game. But looks like Bravado Rahil's getting that first blood. Inferno gets a nade as well. So that's 2 down early on for Ventus. And it's Orbitz and Hypz versus the 4 of Bravado, as Orbitz just puts on some bullets there on Lithium. And I think the flank will be coming in. Nope, it's Lithium just playing it slow at the moment, and not giving up any lives, as we stay on board with Hypz, as it looks like he's going to rotate. No, he's not going to rotate.
Bravado are on the defensive side, so they do not have to push up. They can just wait for the Ventus players and just put them into a trap.
Yeah, the biggest thing from Call of Duty South African's point of view when playing Search and Destroy, you get a lot of teams that's over eager, just pushing every single thing, but it does not look like the case, as Bravado's playing this perfectly, as Rahil does fall, but trade comes in there from I think it was Lithium, as they now take a 2-0 advantage at more or less the same picture so far. If we look at the USS Texas Search and Destroy, where they absolutely annihilated Ventus 6-0. So Ventus does,
6-0, yeah.
Ventus does not want that to happen again, and they need to take this next round. They don't want to give Bravado a 3-0 round lead.
I think the biggest difference right now is in the S&Ds. Bravado are trading instantly. As soon as one person falls down, he trades that and evens out the teams again. But Ventus aren't doing that. They go 2 down at the start of each round, and it's not looking good for them so far.
No, he's going to try and pick up one. Yes, he does, but gets the trade in. There is Deuz, Beatz, sorry, as the Lithium now gets control over B-Bomb. He's going to plant, and it's going to be up to Ventus to rotate back. I'm going to jump on board with Beatz, as he is on top, but he gets taken out. Unfortunately, the timing there for him. Plan number 8 is Cyberus, and this is the guy you don't want to challenge top there, as he's going to throw down some bullets. Gets a nade there on Orbitz, and this looks like Bravado's round to lose again. Oh my!
Big there from Keaton once again.
And they stack up, and Keaton absolutely annihilates both of them with the barn. That's 3 straight rounds for Bravado. Ventus needs to switch up things. They're on map 5. They can't throw things away like this. And yet again, we can see Inferno 3-1, and Cyberus has not died yet. I think we're going to stay on board with him, as he's going to be working on his tricks. He's only halfway now. And Ventus, you guys need to get a round right now. Maybe invest people at B-bomb site. We can see Bravado is going to stack B with nades and stuns. And it looks like they maybe can take control over the site. And they do now push in and take control over it.
Bravado flooded into the site, Ventus flooded into the site, preventing Bravado from pushing up, and I think they're getting the bomb down. Yes, they did. And it's going to be difficult for Bravado to push in from here, seeing that Ventus have control of almost anything on the map. But Lithium gets a huge kill there.
Yeah, 2v3. Cyberus and Rahil now makes it a 2v2. As Cyberus will be pushing up. He gets taken out. It's 1v2. Rahil, only one left alive, couldn't make a difference as he gets taken out. And that's Ventus' first round. They need a couple more of them to get back into the lead.
That was a huge round there from Ventus, just stopping Bravado from taking a 3-0 lead, or 4-0 lead, and they need to start clawing back now. I think Rahil disconnected again.
And they're gonna have to stop that again, as it is search and destroy, so they need to stop that. I don't know what's going on with Rahil's internet connection at the moment, but we do stop the game. Sorry for the interruptions. But it is Bravado, I think, on the attacking round now, so hopefully let me think quickly. Attacking round is on Axis, I might think. I think so, yeah. So I think I'll keep this as is. They stop the map, or they stop the lobby right there. I don't know what's going on. Just gonna find out on my phone on WhatsApp quickly what's happening. But yeah, Rahil needs to sort out his internet as soon as he can, as we don't like to see timeouts. But yeah, let's recap a bit, Sanities, if I bring up the map for you guys, and we'll run through them as we wait. First map, Gibraltar HP. Ventus came out firing and took it away from Bravado, with Sanities thought Bravado would take that Gibraltar, and the S&D might go to Ventus, he would say, but yes, Gibraltar went to Ventus, 250 to I think it was 123. And then
yes, it was.
The S&D was a straight 6-0 to Bravado, absolutely annihilating Ventus. And then we moved along to a CTF on London Docks, where Bravado had an early lead. Ventus almost crawled their way back in, but Bravado prevailed there with a 4-3 scoreline to them. And then we saw an HP where Rahil unfortunately timed out. That gave them their disadvantage. Bravado couldn't crawl their way back, and Ventus took that HP as well. So both HPs went to the likes of Ventus. The search and destroy went to Bravado, and so did the CTF. And now we have a search and destroy. The scoreline currently is 3-1. yes, Rails keep timing out, and hopefully we can fix that. But even I might say, what the hell? Such a stupid play there from, I think it was Ventus, where they just threw every single round away, but at least crawled one back. And now we just wait for the guys from Bravado to rejoin, and maybe we can get this search and destroy underway again.
Yes, I think the round Ventus took there, it was huge for them, because if they just let Bravado take another round, the momentum just keeps building up for Bravado, and obviously those guys, the more they win, the more fired up they get, and then if Lithium starts firing up an Inferno, I don't think anybody can challenge them.
It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens from this point forward. We'll wait for the likes of Cyberus and Rail to join up here. But something that I mentioned a bit on Twitter is, if you are willing or you would like to look into maybe becoming a Call of Duty shoutcaster, please hit me up on Twitter. It's Vinco, VNCO_Dallas. Please hit me up. It's on the top side of your screen there on the right hand side. You can see my Twitter. Please hit me up if you want to maybe give it a try. You never know, maybe you're the next Courage JD or the next Maven of CWL. So you maybe give it a try, hit me up, and I'll give you a chance. We never know how things are going to work out. Mickey is in the chat. What's the score? It's 2-all leading into this S&D. We had a couple of timeouts in this S&D already from Rahil, but the score currently is 3-1 to the likes of Bravado. Ventus has it all to fight for, to maybe take this away from Bravado, but that is the score currently. And every single reset is a loss of streaks, or a loss of build-up to streaks. But that's one of those things to an online tournament that we can't control. Sometimes Telkom, the internet service provider, does not live up to their expectations. But yes, we move along. We're still waiting for 2 players, I think it is. But yeah, even Mickey says, sheesh. Yeah, we're all quite surprised that it's going to a map 5, but Ventus a very strong team, and so is Bravado. And yes, the map 5 we do see. And just another thing that myself and Brad spoke about a couple of weeks, or last week, or in my previous stream as well, is this hot mic topic. Now, for you guys that don't know what a hot mic is, hot mic, if you're a very big Call of Duty fan and you watch your CWL, before your events you get 4 or 5 guys on the panel, and you've got, let's just say you've got Brad asking them a couple of questions, getting in some bans, getting some community questions in there, and just having a chat with some of the players of the South African Call of Duty community. And I think that's a great initiative from Brad to maybe get this underway, and I think it's going to be a benefit for Call of Duty South Africa. Brad is moving to the EU soon, so he's going to do it from that side, and hopefully he's got a brilliant line, as he's going to need it. And if you want to be maybe part of that hot mic, the first hot mic, maybe hit up Brad and maybe drop him a DM, and we can maybe arrange that. As Vaughan is saying yes, it's 2-2 leading into the search and destroy. It is 3-1. Infinities, we saw Bravado now has a 2-round lead. What does Ventus have to do maybe to turn that around?
At the start I said Ventus are going to take this, but I don't think they what do I say? No, fuck, sorry, never mind. I just don't think Ventus are taking their gunfights against Inferno, and with that AR in his hands, it's quite tough for them to get him off a head lich, and he's just shutting them down. And like I said, at the start, Ventus are getting first blooded every time. They've been 2 players down almost every round besides the one that they won. So that's just putting them on the back foot every round, and it's going to be a struggle to beat Bravado like that.
That is true indeed. Ventus needs to work on those first bloods, and I can't put more emphasis on that first blood. If you get taken out, you put your team in a disadvantage from the start, and that's what you don't want. And probably if you're pushing on a search and destroy, most likely on a defensive round, you'd get to B-bomb side quicker than the attacking side. So how you play that through is up to those teams. Maybe with a stun and nade. I think Inferno runs that armored class where you can run both of them. So that's going to be real crucial. But yes, that hot mic I spoke about, as Armand Pinar in the chat has mentioned, it's just something small to bring the community together, and I think that's what it's all about, building the South African Call of Duty community. And so doing so, please guys, if you are on Twitter, retweet the stream. We would like to get as many people in as possible and branch out to where we can. And ClayX Prodigy is saying BVD is going to win this search and destroy. And we'll see if that does happen, as we still wait for the likes of Raheel to join. And for now, as we wait for him, I'm just gonna swap to the maps, and I'll get to you guys as soon as Raheel. And yeah, sorry for the time out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's still the same round. I think my internet went down a bit, but Orbitz is now pushing at the B bomb. But they go. Hypz gets that first blood, and that's crucial. That's exactly what Ventus wants. They don't want to get first blooded, and they get the first blood
Cerberus
there.
gets a huge kill
And
there
Cerberus
Orbitz.
gets that big kill on Orbitz, and it's a 3v3
Just
currently. And we'll
stacking
see
this
what
backside.
number 6 Deuz can do, but he falls, and I'll stay on board with Hypz and see what he can do, flanking all the way around.
He's slowly pushing up the back here. If he can get 2 kills here, it would be huge for them. He misses some shots there. These Bravado players locking him up now. Gets 1.
Oh, and Hypz does fall there.
Lithium rushes up there.
And that's the thing. Sorry for the score at the top end side. I'll just cover that for you so we don't get confused. But it is Bravado that takes that round, so they now have a 4-1 advantage over the likes of Bravado. Over the likes of Ventus. What am I saying? I'm getting confused over my own overlay at the top. But yes, Ventus needs to do something. They did get that first blood, and then just fell apart, and that's not what you want from the side from Ventus.
Yeah, you can't afford to lose a round you get first blood on. That's just... You need to capitalize on that first blood. You have a 1 play advantage, and just need to stack your numbers.
Hypz getting first blood
Ventus
yet again.
locking down this side
Then
now.
Inferno
Another
takes up
trade there
Deuz.
from Orbitz.
Yes, and Orbitz gets that kill as well. They now have a man advantage, is Ventus, but Lithium gets a kill there on Orbitz. It's a 2v2. Hypz and Beatz. Hypz gets taken out, but a team kill comes in, and it's all up to Beatz and Lithium, sorry. And Lithium comes out on top again. He's all streaked out, and I think that's already quits for Ventus, as Bravado has now a 5-1, I think it is.
Yes.
Over Ventus. They're 1 round away from taking this, and Bravado Lithium is already all streaked out. So Ventus, they need to do something, and do something quick, as they got it all to fight for in this last round.
They can't afford to let Bravado get the bomb down, because Bravado can sit back and play the Sheiks, and it's going to be a struggle for Ventus to prevent this plant.
It is going to be a struggle indeed, as they now take control over B side is Bravado. And if I jump on board with Lithium, let's jump. He's going to get the plant down, and he has streaks. Probably going to invest some of them, as he knows that the likes of Ventus will be pushing up. But his team has full control. Hypz yet again gets first blood. Orbitz takes out 1 as well. Lithium gets a trade in. Beatz gets another. It's all up to Inferno to maybe stop this. And he gets the kill on Hypz. It is a 1v1 currently. It's Inferno versus Beatz. And who's going to come out on top? Beatz
gets out on
comes
the top,
out on top and gets the defuse. It is 5-2 now. And Bravado lost full control over getting. They got the bomb down. They unfortunately did get that first blood, as they get taken a man down, but they lost full. They had control. They didn't need to overextend anything, and maybe the best idea there from Lithium was maybe to invest a streak.
Yeah, I think the first blood there from Hypz obviously played a big role in retaking that bomb site, and Bravado playing it slow this time.
Yeah, look at
Sitting
Hypz.
back.
Hypz yet again with that first blood streak now come down. He's gonna spot Beatz, and that's Beatz down as it's now a 3v3. Hypz, Orbitz, Deuz versus Cyberus, Inferno and Lithium.
Lithium investing a lot of streaks here, trying to pick off as many players as he can. But all of the Ventus players are indoors, so those streaks can't reach them, unfortunately, for Lithium.
Yeah, Lithium now left alone against 3 of the Ventus guys.
Lithium.
Now only 2 left of the Ventus guys. He needs to keep doing what he's doing, and he's doing exactly that, as it's all up to Orbitz now to take out Lithium. Lithium still has that flamethrower to work with, and do this again.
Ventus put up a good fight there.
Yeah, sorry for
Didn't
the
expect it to go to map 5 anyway,
Yeah.
but
sorry for the disconnect there again, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on with the line, but yes, Bravado comes out on top. They do take the series 3-2. Ventus played extremely well in the HPs. Unfortunately lost both S&Ds, and that's the thing. If you can't, there's 2 S&Ds in a best of 5, and if you can't win your S&Ds, you won't be able to take the W. But GG's to Bravado. Look at Lithium, 10-1 in 4 rounds, so he did it all for his team. They didn't need Rahil after all, as he didn't get a kill there, and didn't need to, as Lithium did every single thing. But GG's to Bravado, GG's to Ventus, back to the drawing board to them, and they need to work on their search and destroys, and I know they knew from the start that search and destroy will be their problem, and that's exactly what it was. And just a recap for you guys: HP first one to Ventus, S&D first one went to Bravado in a 6-0, straight whitewash there, and then we saw a CTF going to Bravado. We had our second HB went to Ventus as well. Unfortunately, Rahil timed out there, and then the search and destroy went to the likes of Bravado, where they took it 6-2, I think it was. Yes, 6-2, and
yes.
they take the W. But before you guys go, please, guys, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see every single Call of Duty, South African Call of Duty scene streamed, then please drop a follow there. And thanks to Sainte-Marie, thanks for coming out of your shell and dropping me a DM and saying, listen, I would like to try it, and so you did, and thanks to you.
thank you for allowing me to do this, man. It's something new. I'd like to try it again, and obviously can work on some things, but it was fun. Thanks for allowing me to do this.
Yeah, and thanks to all of you guys that joined in, and I'll check you guys next time. Hopefully everyone's internet works out. It looks like we always have a problem with this online tournaments, with people timing out, and even me now dropping some frames with the stream. But thanks again, and I'll check you guys next time. Don't forget, next time is literally in a couple of hours. It will be myself and Nicholas Holden streaming today's ACGL. Well, it's not a 2K, but it's for CC points. There's 500 XP up for grabs, and I'll check you guys for that. We'll be casting one semi-final and then the grand final as well. Don't go too far, because that will be streamed as well. The link will be sent onto Twitter. If you don't know what my Twitter is, it's on the top side of your screen currently. Just follow me there, and you can catch all the streams up there. But for now, cheers, and I'll check you guys in a couple of hours. Cheers.